All right, it's weekend one, renovating a Victorian house. We're starting on the third floor, 4 projects to do. Let's jump in.
Welcome to Polar. I'm Matt, an avid fisherman, outdoorsman, jiu-jitsu black belt, lover of old Toyotas, a maker and builder. Join me on my journey to stop chasing after success and to start following where my passions take me, what I'm calling the path of least resistance.
We have 4, sort of 5 major projects that we gotta do on the third floor. And our goal is to get as much done as we possibly can this weekend. We have paint coming next Thursday. Today is Saturday. I did start in the house last night and got a few things done. The first thing that I got done was I pulled off these plexiglass panes. I'll insert that here. These weird privacy, I don't know, they're like tinted plexiglass. And we are gonna take off these, I think, are like homemade storm windows. And they're strange. This is gonna be in my 5-year-old's bedroom. And so putting a pane of glass right there just doesn't seem like the best idea. The second thing that we're gonna get done, and we started this last night, is we gotta get this window to close flush. You can see that air is getting in, which I'm assuming is why they put in these storm windows. Sort of a project, really just work that's gotta get done is we gotta take out the AC units, we gotta take stuff off the walls and get this room, first of all, ready for paint. We're gonna replace this baluster. That will probably be our last project because honestly, if that doesn't get done before paint, it's not the end of the world. We're gonna fill these knot holes here. And last but not least is maybe the strangest project. What the hell is that, man? Somebody cut the lathe here and then put a piece of plexiglass over it. Some owner of this house loved plexiglass. It wasn't the last guy that lived here. Last night I came, I knocked all that out. You can see it sitting here, and we've got to drywall over that and get that ready for paint. So I forgot a 6th project, which is pulling out this ladder. I mean, it does go up to the attic, but the craftsmanship on this bad boy is, it's something. You can see, literally they ran a 2x4 here and then just cut pieces of wood going up. If it didn't look so janky, man, I would probably keep it. But we're gonna tear that out so they can paint that back corner. All right, project 1, start on this window. We're gonna take out these storm windows, and then we need to make sure that this window shuts all the way. And one of the things that's driving me bonkers about this house, man, is that everything's flathead. I've never seen so many flathead screws anywhere. See, this is the stuff in this house. Flathead screws. Some, what is that, an inch? One, I don't know, half an inch? And then this one's a 1/4 inch. Good Lord. It ain't perfect, but it's a hell of a lot better. And that is sort of the nice thing about working on old houses. Things don't have to be perfect. They just gotta be better than they were. Hang up your fire extinguisher with a flathead. God. Project 2, done. I have never seen somebody use spray foam insulation to put in an AC, and you could tell by the paint they were leaving that window unit in all year. There's some strange stuff happening around here. All right, I've only got about 15 minutes, so I'm finding a project that I can knock out pretty quickly, and that is phone jacks. This house has got more types of phone jacks. Here's another type here. I gotta know. This is labeled speaker. Let's see what's back there. Oh, great. Just attached to nothing. Okay, cool. Why put it back? You cut the wires, why put it back? Doesn't make sense. Okay, now for the fun part. Look, more speakers. My goodness. Okay, another speaker not hooked up.
After this video was filmed, we figured out through a bunch of old key labels that a movie producer owned the home and turned this into a projector room. Had the projector in here, projected through the wall onto that back wall, which explained the speakers and a lot of the weird stuff. We also found out that he was using the third bedroom up here as an editing studio. My wife is putting the kids to bed, bless her. I'm back at the house, and we are going to patch up these holes. This beam here is covering some sort of, I think it's the chimney, I think it's the flue. I don't know that, don't quote me on that, but it's something, it's some sort of vent or some pipe that goes all the way to the attic. And this beam actually, it's not a beam, it's 3 pieces of wood glued together, stapled together, probably with flathead screws. And so we're gonna fill in these holes here with some wood putty. Can't forget to fill in your speaker holes. So everybody's got speaker holes. One thing that is really funny about this house are these switch covers. Everyone is different. Yeah, but wait, just wait, because it gets weirder. Moon and the stars. Hippie pattern. So strange. But what we're gonna do throughout the whole house is we ordered brass patinaed plates, because I do think, my gut is this one's original to the house. I don't know that, but it's my thought, and I think they look cool. Whew, 9, 15, it didn't take me that long to just do that, I promise. I did a bunch. In there, the lighting kind of sucks. Took off all of the, I guess like pull down blinds. Took out the AC, caulked over these little spots right here and here, more speakers. Once you get all that off here, man, that window really is gorgeous. It's gonna look really good painted. It's the weekend after we closed. I'm back in the house. We're gonna knock out the 3rd floor this weekend. Tear these bells out here. We gotta replace these balusters. Re-drywall that spot, fix that window, tear out that ladder, and the 3rd floor is done. So I'm gonna get to work. That look good. Bells out, baby. I realized last weekend I was probably inhaling a bunch of lead paint. I actually felt a little sick. I don't know if it was connected. It probably was, and it's probably in my head, but I'm respirated up this weekend. We're working on this window here. Let me take this off. It's hard to see with the lighting in here, but there is no gap now here. So I just used the rubber mount, just knocked the window to the top. I drove 2 screws in on each side to hold that window in place, which I don't love that fix. I'm gonna take those screws out, but I don't have any shims. And so I'm gonna use a shim to hopefully drive up into both sides to hold that window open. And now what we're gonna work on is replacing this pane of glass. You can see it's duct taped behind here. What I gotta do is remove all the old glazing from the outside of the window. I don't even know what it looks like. So I'm gonna shut this, I'm gonna tear that glass out, get the old glazing out. So I'm gonna roll putty, glaze the exterior, and then stick a new pane of glass in there. It doesn't look great. It doesn't look terrible. I'm not like, oh my God. You know what? It's better than not having a window, and the window fully shuts now. So I'll take, doesn't look great over not functional any day of the week. All right, everything else I need to go to the hardware store for. Before I do, I figured it's a good time to take out this old sink bowl. So this is an undermount sink bowl you can see here. It does look really old, but if you catch, it's got all these old cracks in it. So I'm gonna take it out,
get some measurements on it, and then try to track down a period sink bowl. Wow, check this out. I just was looking under here. You can see that's a signature from 1904. Really cool, man. Very cool. Yeah, here we go. Oh, wow. Look at this old sink. So beautiful. I wish it wasn't so cracked, man. I feel a little torn about this. What I feel torn about is it worth running a layer of epoxy through here just to keep this original bowl? I mean, it's so beautiful. Or do I try to source something that's sort of period? The real problem is, you can see this crack here runs all the way through. And I just don't know, I don't know if this is gonna be salvageable or not. The other project that I gotta do is I gotta take off the tops to both of these. They're both leaking. My guess is that there's a gasket inside of there that has gone bad. I don't know a ton about old plumbing, but I do know how to take stuff apart, so let me get on it. All right, I got this off, and I'm assuming what's going on is there's a washer here that probably needs to be replaced on both of these. So I'm gonna take these to my local hardware store. Shout out to Ace, who are freaking phenomenal, man. And so I'm hoping they can give me a hand, tell me what's going on, get some of these washers replaced, slap these back on, have a working faucet up here, and then we'll figure out the sink bowl. All right, went to the hardware store. Shout out to True Value, not Ace, sorry. The store that I go to is Stanley's. In fairness, Stanley's. I just got the brand mixed up. So this washer, this blue washer right here, was completely gone on both of them. We'll put it back on, try it out. All right, let's give it a shot. Ooh, brown water. Water sat for a long time, man. And is it going to stop? Nice. All right, she patched. It ain't pretty. Let me be clear. Do not look closely. But I did it. It was my first time drywalling. So today we got the drywall done, fixed the window, got the bowl out of the sink, fixed the faucets. Which, by the way, that bowl, we are not gonna epoxy that. I've read more about it, talked to the guys at the hardware store, not gonna cut it. It's Sunday. Shout out to my brother-in-law, Courtney, who came over and did a bunch of work. And so what he did was he took off all of these wooden shutters from everything behind me to over here. Let's walk up to the second floor. He also ripped off all of that those old telephone jacks, I guess is what they are. Took some more of those wooden shutters down, took some wiring out of what is gonna be our guest room. While he did that, I replaced that baluster and that one. And got rid of a ladder on the third floor. Small project, but important one. Shimmed this window. So I took the screws out that originally used to hold it up, knocked some shims in there. All right, it's Sunday, back at it. Finishing the third floor. I got like 5 minutes. I just gotta take these little like hooks off here. And then third floor is done.
Keep chasing after your passions and follow along as I chase after mine.